You're listening to Utalk Radio with Steve, Larissa, and Katie on the web at utalkradio.com.
Hey, welcome to Utalk, everyone. I'm in the studio today with Katie and Larissa. Guys, how are you?
Doing good.
Doing great, Steve.
How was your turkey day?
Great.
Hey, you stole my thunder. I was going to ask that.
I beat you to it.
It was good. I think I ate way too much. We actually did not get your traditional turkey. We actually had Italian food.
Oh, yes.
Oh, nice.
You actually should have, Steve, you probably should have had that since you're Italian.
See, we're rubbing off on you, Larissa.
Yeah, I know. We just decided that we didn't want to spend 3 or 4 hours like cooking a turkey, and we went to Buca di Beppo instead and ordered food. And they're one of the few restaurants open on Thanksgiving, so I think I just gave them like a plug. They should become a sponsor or something for our show.
So you didn't do the home cook Italian food then?
No, it was the cheater way. It was restaurant bought food. But,
well, it's still Italian, you know, and that warms my heart.
You should be so proud of me.
I am. I'm very proud of you. So, Katie, what about you?
I actually had Thanksgiving at my sister's apartment for the first time. She just moved in. She's at school, and she wanted us all to come out, so it was pretty fun. We cooked and decorated for Christmas, and it was fun.
Wait, I thought it was Thanksgiving.
I know, but, you got to start decorating for Christmas now that Thanksgiving's over.
Well, I was actually out at the mall before Thanksgiving, and I already heard Christmas music going on, so people are starting Christmas like earlier and earlier, like every year. So,
yeah, they really
They are.
And even radio stations, in my area, there's one that used to start playing Christmas music the week of Thanksgiving. Now they've started like at almost the beginning of November doing it. I mean, not that it's bad. I love Christmas music, but I think I'd like to have Thanksgiving first.
Yeah.
It's the American way.
It is.
Yes, it really is. Steve and Larissa, you guys recently had the chance to cover a red carpet event for a National Geographic movie about Thanksgiving called Saints and Strangers. Tell the audience more about that.
Well, it was a fascinating film. The title Saints and Strangers refers to the kind of the big divide between the Mayflower settlers, pilgrims who were going after religious freedom, freedom to worship as they wanted to. And, of course, then there's the strangers or the adventurers who are seeking money, trying to find a way to get rich. The differences between their objectives and values led to some major clashes in the film. And again, it was historically accurate. So I guess I never thought about this perspective before, but it really caused some difficulties in the colony, even as they were struggling with weather and trying to grab some food, and the Native Americans already living on the land. So it was quite complex.
I didn't actually realize that there were these, people that were not quote unquote pilgrims, that were on the ship as well, that, the people that were just in it for their own wealth and their own gain. And so in some sense, they were almost like pirates, but they they didn't necessarily pillage and plunder. Well, I guess in some cases they did.
In some cases they did. It definitely did have that pirate feel a little bit to it, especially thinking of the Mayflower ship and going ashore on these little rowboats almost and all.
I think we just had a really great time interviewing the cast members and finding out more about their characters and really more importantly just why it was so important for us to learn about what really happened in that first Thanksgiving and really what the events leading up to that Thanksgiving. Yeah. And Katie, it actually wasn't just a red carpet. It actually was a gold carpet that we did these interviews on.
So I miss walking on the gold carpet. Oh, well. Let's check out what they had to say about why this film is important.
I'm here with Jessica Sutton. She is all the way from South Africa. She is in the film Saints and Strangers, which we're here to premiere tonight. Jessica, welcome to Utalk Radio.
Thank you, Steve.
Why is this film important to the next generation?
I mean, it's the history of America. I really believe in learning where something began from.
Okay.
Sure. So Thanksgiving doesn't mean anything to me in my country. Mm-hmm. It's not like Christmas, but I learned a little bit because I have some American friends. Okay. But it always felt kind of like a an idea, and I was quite detached from it. But having actually gone through with some Americans who we did all research together, and I really got grounded in American history, and I learned so much. And the people that we get to play were real, which was really moving for me. Lizzie.
So Thanksgiving has taken on a whole new meaning at this point in time.
Yeah, it has.
Excellent.
I mean, those people came from nothing. They had nothing, and they risked everything for religious liberation, which is took a lot of courage.
An awful lot of courage.
Yeah.
Okay, with that in mind, and what you know of our country, what is it you think we take most for granted as Americans?
Each other.
Each other?
Yeah.
Why?
Because we need each other to survive, and that is the meaning of Saints and Strangers. That's really what the message is that you need one another to survive.
We need one another.
I think in this generation where everything's so hyped up and it's very much about the individual and trying to stand out, and social media just promotes the narcissistic side in us, which is me.
Yes,
but
selfie.
Exactly. We're actually species, to survive and to thrive. I think we have to rely on each other.
No question about that.
America.
Great thought. One more last thing. Who are you most thankful for in your life?
My family.
Your family.
But there's not one person. There are many.
Big family.
I have a big family. I have a huge support system at home. My mom, my dad, my boyfriend, my brother, my friends.
Jess, thanks for being on the show.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.
Thank you, Steve.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hi, I'm here with Kalani Kwepa, one of the stars of Saints and Strangers, the National Geographic miniseries that we're really excited about that's coming out near Thanksgiving. Kalani, are you Native American yourself?
I am. I'm Blackfeet, and I'm also Hawaiian.
Aha. Now, what significance did this movie have in particular to you?
Well, there's a lot of significance with a project like this because there's an opportunity to tell a story that hasn't been told in a good way. I think that we celebrate Thanksgiving every year, and we don't really know why. I think if you ask people what the founding of Thanksgiving is, they'll wrap it up in a couple sentences, but really they'll be telling you what they do every year. So for me, the impact of this is, you've got language that this Eastern Algonquin language, Western Abenaki, it's something that's close to what Pocahontas would have spoken. It's something probably exactly what Squanto would have spoken. So that's a privilege to be able to speak the exact language that this person lived with. So I hope that our project would inspire people to find out more, come up with more questions. The idea of inspiring young Native people to see people who look like them and who are speaking a native language and who are multi-dimensional characters and making a difference in this project and driving the storyline, that's exciting to me.
Well, we want to thank you so much for your participation in this, and those are great inspiring words that I hope our audience will take to heart and follow through with it. Thanks so much for stopping by, Kalani.
Pleasure. Thank you.
I'm at the Saint and Strangers premiere with Lexi Noel. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Okay, I know you are what they call a social influencer. Like, how do you like to influence people?
I love just spreading a lot of positivity throughout the world, just because I feel like there's so much hate on the internet, so much hate on Vine and Twitter and YouTube, and I'm really all about supporting each other, supporting other artists, supporting other YouTubers. So I'm all about the positivity.
That's great, because that's what we're about at Utalk. We're all about positivity, making a difference in the world. Okay, so this film is about, the first Thanksgiving.
Yes.
So I'm kind of curious, what things are you thankful for in your life?
I'm thankful for all my fans, for sure. I'm definitely thankful for my family. They're amazing. They're my best friends. They support me all the time. I'm thankful for what I get to do, how I get to be here with you right now. We're freezing, but we're here.
Yes, that's right. So this film, again, is about the first Thanksgiving and not just being thankful in general. Why do you think it's important for our generation to watch this film and remember what happened on Thanksgiving?
Well, for me, it's all about, when you're younger, it's all about learning things and getting your education right and everything. I think it's amazing to rewatch this because, we all heard the stories about, the Pilgrims, the Indians, this and that, but I think seeing it for a second and third time can really open up different ways to look at it. You might not have noticed this detail or that detail, so I think it's really important just to get educated on it.
The first Pilgrims that came to the country, think way back when, they probably didn't have a whole lot of things. They didn't have cell phones, they didn't have internet, right?
No iPods, no YouTube.
So what are some of the things you think we take for granted in this country?
I definitely think technology is number one. I think accessibility to certain items, certain clothing, certain food. I just think like those things in general we kind of don't think about, and like cars and like getting from one place to another. You just think like, oh, I'm just gonna hop in the car, like hop on the bus, but really it's like, oh my gosh, like they had to walk, they had to take horses. It's insane to me.
Well, Lexi, thank you so much for stopping by. Now, if people want to find out more about you, what are your websites and social media handles?
My YouTube is Lexi Noel TMQ because I'm known as the Teen Makeup Queen. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram, Lexi Noel TVQ. And I have a new website coming out really soon and like lots of new makeup products and everything. So stay tuned for that.
All right. Thanks, Lexi, for stopping by Utalk.
Hey, it's Steve from Utalk Radio. I'm here with Ray Stevenson. He is in the film Saints and Strangers. Ray, great to have you with us.
Thank you so much, Steve. Great to be here.
Thinking about the next generation, why is this film so important for them?
I think they're going to be astounded by what's revealed to them as compared to whatever empirical education has shown them so far. No more sort of like, we landed on Plymouth Rock and we are the Puritans. It's like, oh, no. This is going to reveal to them so much closer to the true history and its true representation of the Native Americans.
So this is the real deal.
Yeah. It's about as authentic as you're going to get. It really is important on so many levels and so many ways about the internationality of the commune, as well and the community that landed, and also the impact it had on the established native communities that were already there, and they were more like fiefdoms and kingdoms and everything. But how this impacted basically into America, it's set a blueprint for colonization.
Something critical for all of us to know about.
I think so. I think any expose of any exploration, especially coming from such a body as Nat Geo and the work that they've done on this, can only enhance and increase somebody's understanding of what went on in the past, and therefore help us guide ourselves into the future.
Absolutely. Thanks, Ray. We appreciate you being on the show.
Thank you so much, Steve.
I think this is a really important film because oftentimes when we hear these stories in our classrooms, or we just talk about it when Thanksgiving rolls around, we're talking about the food and we're talking about the family, and it's all happy, warm, fuzzy feelings. But really, things were really tough on that first trip.
They were. They were really tough. It was gritty, and I think this is the kind of film. It's 2-part. It's 4 hours long. That really you can watch any time of the year, and this is the holidays. But it's not just about Thanksgiving. I would say Thanksgiving really played a smaller role in this movie, even though it was about the Pilgrims, the Saints, and the Strangers traveling. It's definitely worth the time to watch it.
Yeah, and I think you would actually get bonus points from your teachers in school if you watched it.
Well, you know what? If you have a paper to write or something like that,
it's a great movie for it.
It covers both angles. Really, you've got the holiday, but you've got the real life human struggling story, which, let's face it, with all the refugees today and even some of us that are not as unfortunate as they are, we all have struggles of one kind or another, struggling in community, struggling to get through school, struggling to pay our bills, get a job. I mean, there's a lot of that in a different form today.
I think also just the fact that, you're mentioning, refugees, and I think so often we take for granted the fact that we are able to enjoy all these freedoms here in this country, whereas other people around the world don't have those same liberties. And this is like modern day, and we're talking this,
Absolutely.
This is obviously several hundred years ago, the 1600s, where people were. It's not like they could just hop on a flight and get over here. I mean, they were on that ship for over 2 months.
Yeah, long time.
Yeah, 66 days, I think it was. I can't even imagine that. And the dysentery and the illness, people dying on the voyage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and some people left. I think one of the sad tales was there was a couple in the film that actually left their little boy in England because they didn't know what it was going to be like. It's probably a good thing they didn't bring him because it was a really dangerous voyage. But they were like, we don't know if we'll ever see him again because They don't know if this is like a one-way trip only.
Well, listening to the commentary on the film, and when you have a chance to watch it, just remember you can make a difference. You can strive for change, not only in your own life, but in the lives of those in your family, on campus, people you work with. Look for those ways when people are down, when they're struggling, when it's just not a good day, that you might be an encouragement at the very least, but reach out and say, hey, how can I help you? What can I do to make your journey a little bit easier? We want to thank you for listening, as always, to Utalk. It's always great to spend some time with you. And you can watch Saints and Strangers on Netflix, Hulu, as well as National Geographic's YouTube channel and even their website. So check it out. I think you'll enjoy it.
And you can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Utalk Radio. We'd love to hear from you, so leave us comments, like our photos, just show us some love. And you can also reach us online at utalkradio.com. So spread the word, tell your friends, and get them all to like us on social media. Remember, you're not alone.
You do matter.
Together, we're Utalk.
Utalk Radio with Steve, Larissa, and Katie.